cuffs are off, man.
Hey everybody, Adam Rank here.
What's up, friends? Daniel Dopp here from the Fantasy Focused Football Podcast over on ESPN.
It's Fabs here, Michael Fabiano from Sports Illustrated.
You know who you can trust if you've got some questions about your fantasy squad?
Want to check out a cool show on YouTube that'll help you get ready for the fantasy football season?
Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network.
Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network. If you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? You want to lose your league?
Head on over to YouTube. Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network because they're doing everything they can to make you a better fantasy player.
You got to get right with the Get Right Fantasy Network.
So go and roll your sleeves up. Yeah, go and roll your sleeves up. And I'm getting down cause I roll my sleeves up. And I'm getting right cause I roll my sleeves up. And I'm getting down cause I roll my sleeves up. And I'm getting right cause I
What up, world? This is FishnFrank here with Get Right Fantasy Network coming at you with another Wednesday buy, sell, trade show here. I'm excited here. It's been going to be a good week here for some fantasy football. Hope your guys' seasons are going well, considering all the injuries that are happening, all these quarterbacks going down. Hope your waiver wires went well because I did a number of moves this weekend. First week, I kind of held off. I was just like, okay, let's just no panic, don't overreact. But this week I had to make some moves. Although on my guillotine league, I got outpriced or outbid on the guys I needed to get. I'm hoping to survive another week. I didn't get to pick up any players. There's really not much on the waiver wire to supplant what I need. I need another better running back, but hopefully I can make the best decisions I can with the players that I have available and keep it rolling for another week here. So if you guys don't have any guillotine leagues, they're a lot of fun. I suggest you get in one. The good thing about a guillotine league is you could be out soon. You don't have to manage it that long and they're fun because every week, once that lowest player team guy goes down, he's gonna all the players on his roster go to the waiver wire and every bids on these guys. So there's a fresh set of decent, good, viable starting players available every week to bid on. So you got to manage your budget very well. Dylan is up here saying, "What's up? It's time to get right." That's right. No, unfortunately, we don't have Rasta on the call tonight. Maybe he might join us here in the chat. I hope he does. But unfortunately, he's taking care of, family stuff nowadays. And, but yeah, and I still need my pound of flesh from FishnFrank. I like that. That's what's up, man. What up, Warrior Loft? Let's go. And then Joe Ortiz also here. What's up? Hey, what's up, Joe? Good to see you, man. All right, these guys are here with me, joining up. Let's see what we got going on today. Let me just kind of give you the rundown here. Obviously, we're doing the buy low, sell high roster management type show here. I'm going to give you guys some good options here. First of all, I'm going to go through the Thursday night football sit start, going up through injury news and updates, and then we'll kind of cap off some top 3 trade targets that we're looking to buy and sell. And just kind of answer any questions you guys got. Say do some quick takes, but I'm running the shows lately by myself, so I'm just kind of feeding off what you guys got going on in the comments. So keep them coming. Let's still get going on that. Oh, look, Dylan says I still I think I Ross at $40. Never got back to me. Yeah, it's all good, man. But I'm glad you remembered. Don't worry about it. I'm sure he's already forgotten. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Warrior Loft's got one coming up here. Let's take a look at that. But give me a second. Let me get through some of the show notes. I'm going to star that one. I'm going to come back to that, Warrior Loft. Let me get to you here. But if you guys got any other guys you guys want to talk about, discuss, let's get it going through here through the chat. I know it's like a little delay, but, it is what it is. We'll get through it. For one thing, I just want to give you guys a heads up of what we got going on during the week here at Get Right Fantasy. Shoot, is that thing not coming up? Did that not come up? What's going on? Having technical difficulty. There we go. It finally showed up. So Monday, I do the waiver wire show with the overreaction as to what happened over the weekend, right? Tuesday, we got Phil Hill with the extra point On Wednesdays, I'm here with the roster management buy sell trade show. Fridays we got the sit start Q&A, and then Sunday Mike holds it down for the active inactives. So that's what we got going on for your Get Right Fantasy, offerings here, and what our shows are consisting of. So come join us, check us out. We also got Kendall doing the Fantasy Football Tavern. We got Sweet Life Pod with Jack and Cody. So I know I seen that they just dropped a couple shows the other day. So please do like, subscribe. Remember to turn on the notifications to stay up to date with the content we're dropping daily here. As always, the descriptions are in the link to subscribe to Get Right Fantasy Network affiliates, direct channels, and descriptions. Also, we're going to try to add some timestamps so you can see the chapters again. Of course, we have the super chats for immediate response. Otherwise, the live Q&A will be at the end of the show. But go ahead and drop off your questions. Be sure to include league size and type PPR scoring, and so we could, kind of give you the best answer. It's good for us to know what's going on, and give us your info so that we can best answer your questions here. Good to be here going through your agenda list. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, it sounds good. Go through your agenda list first. Yeah, for sure. I'll get through here, man. We'll get through here. Warrior Laugh, we're getting through here. So yeah, let's time to roll up sleeves up here, man. I literally don't have some sleeves on right now, but hey, you get the idea. Bye weeks, nobody's on a bye week yet, but we're gonna come up pretty soon. Thursday night football, we got Miami Dolphins sitting at 0-2 against the Buffalo Bills at 2-0. I don't have the over under for you guys right now. I forgot to pull up that number. I know Anthony always like to give those numbers out. I'm not too much of a betting man. I like to gamble, but I don't bet too much on games for whatever reason. So tonight we got Josh Allen. Indians accounted for 4,889 yards and 25 total touchdowns in 15 games against the Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa here has a mark of 1-8 against the Buffalo Bills here with 9 touchdowns and 10 interceptions and 14 sacks. And the Phils have won 6 straight against Miami, and they win Thursday would make it a 10 straight. So keep that in mind. On top of the fact that, we got the defenses, like Miami's defense is literally ranked dead last. Buffalo's defense is second right now, and so they're rolling. It's going to be a tough sled for the Miami Dolphins. Through 2 games this season, Miami has allowed Daniel Jones and Drake May to throw for 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. They each ran for 2 touchdowns. If there's hope for Dolphins, it's Buffalo's defense is dealing with a slew of injuries, and that's very true. You got to look through there. I'm not going to read through every injury that they got going on, but the major injuries at least for Miami is Jalen Waddle shoulder, who's questionable, and Darren Waller tight end hip. He's out. Not that anybody started him, but just thought I'd mention that. Players here that we're looking at is Tua Tagovailoa, who I believe is going to be a sit. I don't want to start him against that defense, but you do got to roll out Devon Achane and Tyreek Hill. Tyreek seems to had a better game last week. Hopefully he can, get some things going and fire it up. It's kind of tough to say that with Tua going down, being on the sit, but I don't think many guys are starting Tua Tagovailoa unless they're super flex leagues or really deep leagues where you got to start somebody. You're also starting, obviously, Josh Allen, Jared Cook, Keon Coleman, basically all the Bills players will get started here, So, I mean, it's pretty no-brainer for the sit starts on that. So we got to check it out. He's a FishnFrank told me Drake May was the best QB in the NFL, and I believe him. Hey, Drake May is on fire, bro, and I'm firing him up right now. Joe Burrow went down on me. Guess who I have on the bench? Drake May. Drake May is going in. He's going to probably get the start for the rest of the season. I didn't even bother going to the waiver wire. I already had Drake May primed and ready to go. So what's up, Nino? How we doing? Love the chat, guys. Thank you for contributing. I'm going to start all these questions that you guys got going on or comments that I want to kind of get through more in the Q&A, and just going through my stuff here to get everything excited here. Let's get going here. So other than Thursday night football, let's get into the news topics, injury updates here. It's a lot. First of all, quarterbacks. Joe Burrow is reportedly out for the season with a toe injury requiring surgery. So that he's done. I mean, if you were able to pick up his backup, Good for you. I didn't even. I tried to go for him a couple places. I did acquire him. I didn't really need too many quarterbacks. Justin Fields, he suffered concussion week 2 and has been ruled out for week 3. So Tyrod Taylor is getting the start in his place. I would possibly look for different options, but if you're stuck with getting Tyrod Taylor as the only guy, you got to fire him up, right? Jaden Daniels is dealing with the knee sprain, and his status for week 3 is doubtful. So, keep an eye on that, as I was mentioning, mentioned later on about what we got with Jaden Daniels. JJ McCarthy here at Minnesota is out for week 3 and potentially 2 to 4 weeks with a high ankle sprain. So Carson Wentz is expected to get the start. So fire up the Red Rocket, throw him in. I think I've seen some people picking him up. Another guy was asking about him, and I love him. I like the Red Rocket. He comes in just slinging the ball. He doesn't care, man. The guy's been on so many teams now. He just comes in there and just throws it up and see what happens. We got Brock Purdy here, limited practice with the toe injury, but a chance to play in week 3. So got to keep an eye on Brock Purdy there. Also, Baker Mayfield, he suffered minor injuries in week 2, but he's expected to be available for week 3. So, but just check him out because he is coming up on the injury report. We want to keep an eye on these guys and see if they actually play here and how well they're going to be playing. So keep an eye on those kind of guys. Sorry, double check the chat so I can keep up with some of the comments that you guys bringing up. So no, you're right. I didn't say it. I keep calling him the Red Rocket. It's not Andy Dalton, but it's Carson Wentz here. So running backs here, we got Austin Eckler was out for the season with his Achilles tear. So you got to fire up Bill Merritt there. I like that they said they just call him Bill. That whole name that he had was just too much. Aaron Jones, senior here in Minnesota, placed on IR with a hamstring injury. I'm sorry to the last guy that was asking some questions about Aaron Jones, but wasn't aware of the severity of his injury. Now he's going to miss a minimum of 4 games. Jordan Mason is expected to handle the bucket carry. So if somebody had the backup of Jordan Mason, I have him at him a couple of places where I grabbed him as a backup, handcuffed to Aaron Jones. Now he's getting the start over there. He did really good over in San Francisco. I hope he does well here in Minnesota. So let's fire him up. If you guys got him, hopefully if you haven't, try to go get him. Maybe he's still available. Tajay Spears here on injury reserve with ankle injury, eligible return for week 5. So he's out. And he was a handcuff over here at Henry. So let's see what else we got going on. Ken Walker, Seattle dealing with the knee injuries. Status for week 3 is uncertain. Josh Jacobs listed as questionable as an ankle issue, and Jalen Wright removed from the injury report and expected to play in week 3. So there's a bright note. Somebody's coming back. So Jalen Wright is coming back to join the Dolphins. Not sure he's going to be helping much, but we'll see what happens. The wide receivers here, Jaden Reed, he's out with a collarbone injury, expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks. We picked it up their counterparts in Romeo Dobbs and Dontavian Wicks over there at Green Bay. They were both getting a lot of looks. Actually, Wicks is getting more looks, but I actually picked up Dobbs. He got the touchdown. So I'm going with the guys getting the touchdowns. Not just all the targets, but targets do equal touchdowns. Don't get that twisted. We got Chris Godwin here. He's limited in practice with the ankle injury, but could return to practice this week. He has a target return date of week 5. So he's coming along. Hopefully you guys have him maybe on injured reserve or just sitting on your bench holding the spot. Emeka Buka there did not practice due to the hip and groin injuries. Status for week 3 is uncertain. So Emeka Buka has been putting up some awesome numbers for everybody. Great rookie season to start off. And we're going to definitely keep an eye on that guy and see what we've got going on with him. Let's see what we got. Jaden Waddle. He's questionable for Thursday's game against Buffalo with the shoulder injury. I mentioned him earlier. So keep an eye on Jaden Waddle if you have to fire him up. I'm not sure if I would even bother firing him up against the Bills defense. It's going to be a tough sledding game, but somebody got to catch the ball. BTJ is dealing with the wrist injury. Status for week 3 is uncertain. So we've heard that he's been kind of short-arming the catches. Maybe it's because of due to that wrist injury. Kind of, doing the T-Rex and just not reaching out for the ball too much. And hopefully that's the woes that BTJ has, because he hasn't been producing like he did last year, and it's definitely underperforming. We want some better games ahead for him. Xavier Worthy did practice in a limited capacity on Wednesday with the shoulder issue. So he might be fired up. I know that we were talking in our Discord, so I want to mention join our Discord because these guys are asking questions there about these guys, and Phil said kind of wait 1 week to see how he does. I just figure if they feel ready that he's ready to go, he should be good to go. It would be unfortunate if he hit his shoulder again and I don't think it dislocated, but it caused some further injury. Kind of last year with CD Lamb with that shoulder injury, and he just kept going for the ball and just literally landing on that bad shoulder, and every time came up wincing, but he kept trotting it out there. So let's see, let's see what he's got in the man status here, and see if he can just play through some pain and still get some numbers up here. Wando Robinson's dealing with the foot injury. Josh Downs dealing with the ankle injury. Darnell Mooney dealing with the shoulder injury. Jawan Jennings day-to-day with the ankle injury. Christian Watson on PUP with the knee injury. Eligible to return on week 6. So maybe that's somebody you want to, start maybe looking to pick up right now if he's available in your league, because week 6 will get here before you know it, and the bye weeks will start, and you kind of need somebody. Tank Dell on the PUP with the knee injury, eligible to return week 5. So those are all the wide receiver news. Just want to say, man, it's crazy. This is Dylan says, FishnFrank beat my 10-year-old little brother in a game of dice and took his favorite Pokemon. He's a true shark. That's hilarious, man. I love it. So we have to work on that. That's hilarious. Tight ends here. So tight ends injuries here. We got George Kittle out with hamstring injury, eligible to return week 6. So he's got a couple weeks out. Darren Waller, again, I mentioned him earlier, out with the hip injury. Dallas Goedert dealing with the knee injury. I think I seen Anthony pick him up anyway, so I was like, okay, well, let's see what happens. Brock Bowers is dealing with the knee injury. Tyler Warren missed practice due to toe injury. Week 3 status is uncertain. And that's a big one. Tyler Warren has been on fire as a rookie this year. Really like that guy. I have him on my team, but also starting Tucker Kraft. He's actually Tyler Warren's actually on my bench in a keeper league. I drafted him late, planning to keep him for next year, aside from Tucker Kraft, but it's going to be a hard decision because Tucker Kraft is loaded up. So I'm happy to have 2 very serviceable tight ends on my team. So pat on my back on that. Zach Ertz didn't practice due to non-injury related issues, but it's been catching touchdowns the past 2 games. So I like Zach Ertz in Washington. Very low ownership percentage. So, check him out if you have him available. Take a look at him. So, just really quick, we want to pay some bills. Hopefully we get some more people here signing up to Underdog Fantasy, right? It's the best place to play fantasy sports. We enjoy their best ball draft tournaments and live stream all the off season. Best ball leagues are leagues where you draft your team and that's it. There's no season long-term commitment, no waiver wires, no trades, no weekly lineup setting. You draft 100 of these teams, and if you like, and you just because it doesn't replace any redraft or dynasty managed teams. If anything, it can help prepare you to understand the values and the ADP of your regular home league draft. So it really does prepare you. And we mock all season long. As you guys know, off season, we have a mock draft a tournament of champions. And that'll prepare you. So when you're in your real draft in your home leagues and whatever leagues that you play in, you should be your skills should be honed in. You should know where these players are actually being drafted at and where you want to take the guys that you're thinking they're going to be season winners, right? Now that we're in season, we enjoy playing their pick'em contest. Simply pick higher and lower player stats and total yards and touchdowns. Currently, they have the play just 5 here. Let me throw on that graphic here. Sorry, I got to pay some bills, guys. Sorry again. Is a play 5 and get 50 in bonus funds. So check that out. So you sign up with code GETRIGHT, right? Use our code GETRIGHT. Right now we have the gimme pick here in Barkley. That was the 2025-26 season gimme here. So go check him out. Just 1 rushing yard and you win, as it shows right there in the graphic here. So check them out. Go sign up, use promo code GETRIGHT. You will receive 50% deposit match up to $1,000 bonus cash, not to exceed $2,000 a week. Will be capped at $1,000 in bonus cash. and you also get a special Saquon Barkley. So right now it changes, but that's who it is right now till further notice. So visit underdogfantasy.com, download the fastest growing app on your app store, and now make your first deposit, and we'll get you into the best ball or pick 'em contest today. So now that we got some reads out of the way, let's start talking top trades and guys that we want to look at here. Oh yeah. Sorry about that. Underdog missing out on allowing me in the Michigan. I got a few I know who already send them donations, including me. Right? It's unfortunately there is a map. This is the map here. There's a couple states where they're not available, but California it's available now, so we should be good with them. It is a lot of fun. I do the pick'em contest now, and I was really busy during the off season. I didn't get a lot of guys in here. I say anxious here with the question. We're gonna get you here in the Q&A section. So yeah, like Michael Lopez says, hit that like button, man. Hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate you guys' support on this here. So let's take a look at some top trade targets, players trading and candidates here. So Javonte Williams with the Dallas Cowboys, running back. After a strong start season, the back-to-back 18-plus fantasy point performances for Williams, he's a popular sell-high candidate. And people are kind of skeptical as he can maintain the production throughout the season. So you can, feel if you can get somebody in return for him and you could sell high, do so. Jaden Blue will eventually kind of maybe eat some touches. Miles Sanders isn't doing very much. He kind of spells him every so often. It's almost like I don't think they'll give him another goal line touch because he fumbled it up on that goal line. But he did that last weekend. They did give him a goal line touch again, and I was surprised that Miles Sanders got that. I hate a vulture. I hate when the guy's running down the field and next the backup gets the touch to get in for the end zone. It's just so disrespectful. But I mean, sometimes somebody's got to get in there, right? So let's get going on that. Yes, hit that damn like button so Frank can get a new fishing pole. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. See, Dylan knows what's up, man. He knows what's up right here. So let's check it out. Who else we got? We got Travis Etienne here. Another guy who's another trade target that you guys might want to look at. He's following an impressive week 2 where he rushed for 143 yards and received 3 receptions. But Etienne Valley has surged, making him a prime trade target. I'm not sure how much longer he's going to keep this up. I mean, seriously. Or some people could be looking at it as a buy high or trade for him option to get that guy. They're hurting on the running back situation. With a lot of these injuries that are happening, people are just willing to make some trades right now. I think it opens up for a lot of trade talk. Kind of like guys like AJ Brown. I have him as well as a buy candidate, as well as a trade sell high, buy low on AJ Brown because it's slow start. Brown's obviously he's got all the talent. He has got a specific role here with the Eagles. But he's a great buy low candidate. Some fantasy managers, they're capitalizing on the slow start and acquiring him at a discount right now. So, take a look at him. He's not going to always be bad. I have him on my team. I keep starting your starters. I have been lucky and unlucky having him on my team. But until further notice, I may start looking to trade him if he gets another bad week. I just got to move off of him, even just to get something less, but maybe I'll miss out in the future. Ken Walker III here. Walker's another popular name with the trade talks. The specific sentiment may vary across leagues. People are just not happy with what his production, not seeing what he had been in the past. So another guy there, you kind of want to see if he's going to be available for trades. George Pickens here with the Dallas Cowboys again. He's obviously also actively being discussed. He's involved in a lot of trades lately, getting some good numbers here. His numbers are picking up here in Dallas. I wouldn't mind having a piece of him as a wide receiver 2-3 flex spot type guy. Tony Pollard, potential target for those looking to buy low on a proven performer. Also not doing too good, so this is a good buy low candidate. And Ja'Cory Crossy-Merritt, Bill here, with Austin Eckler on the injured reserve, he's going to get an increased role, and people are looking to trade him because they bought him, drafted him late or got him as a backup to some of the other guys that they have available on their roster. So maybe you could get him because he's not an actual starter for somebody and he's worthwhile going to be starting on your league. Here's some injury replacement, basically additional trade considerations, basically. Players like Jordan Mason, I mentioned earlier, who's replacing Aaron Jones there because of the injury here. We got Tyrod Taylor also, but I don't think people are going to be trading too much for Tyrod Taylor just because due to the injuries. We had certain target hogs like Jawan Johnson. It was a waiver wire pickup. He's getting a lot of high volume targets and making a good target to go pick up and grab. And may even trade for because the guy's going to be getting the ball a lot more. It's got new offensive coordinator over there, and they're sticking to him this year. Veterans on decline, so you got guys like Tyreek Hill with the Dolphins there. I mentioned earlier. He's got a tough matchup this week. I think that if he has another bad game, he had a decent game last week, but if he has another bad game, people are going to be moving on him. What's up, Nino, with the super chat over here? Sorry, I'm looking on my other screens here, so if I miss it, let me know. Not trying to one up Dylan, but I totally agree with him. I appreciate the shows and advice, and for everyone, just want to show some love. And I appreciate it. Dylan here had some comments here as well. I'm going to get to all this stuff as soon as I can, guys. Definitely going to get back to you guys. Oh, yeah. So Dylan he was the first one with the $4.99 super chat here. Love y'all, man. It's too much, but I'm always happy to support you guys. You're always looking out for everyone else. So I'm happy to return the favor. And no, I appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much. We do try hard. It is it's a labor of love, man. We don't make much money at this. I got to be honest, man. We're always, we finally got monetized with YouTube after our third year. This is our fourth year rocking and rolling. Hopefully we get Rasta back at some point. But where's Rasta been? He's I'll never complain about solo Frank shows, but where's Rasta been? He's handling family business, bro. You know how it is, man. Family first, and you gotta keep the family and the wife happy at home. And, I'm lucky that my girlfriend allows me to do Monday, Wednesdays. I don't do Friday shows. I don't know if you guys ever noticed. I never did Fridays. Anthony was all in last year, just kind of doing every show. And so, at some point the levee broke, and he's got to do some family time this year. Maybe we could get him in some guest spots at some point, or something will happen where he comes. But he is on the chats. He is in the Discord channel, so he's in there. So check him out. Send him a question in Discord, or and in the sleeper. But we moved most of it over to the Discord right now. But I do appreciate that, man. I do appreciate that comment, because every day, man, I come over here after the shows. I'm putting in some work for you guys, especially the waiver wire show. I'm looking at a lot of guys right after the football's over, kind of buzzed looking at these things. Sometimes it's just late night, kind of getting some work in here. So definitely looking at those. I got some other guys here for John Abruzzo. You got a nice comment here. We'll take a look at those. Let's get back to here on some of these guys. So appreciate the support, guys. Thank you so much here. Mr. Banks here. So what up, homie? What's up, man? What's up, man? Huh? Mr. Breaks a lot. I like it. Mr. Breaks a lot. Oh, Bakes a lot. Oh, that's what it is. So another guy I want to mention, BTJ. Just low production right now. Again, that maybe that wrist injury is affecting him. I think he's a buy low candidate. Definitely think he's going to be doing something here in the future. Another guy I was looking at, Debo and Terry McLaurin here. Debo maybe losing more touches now that Terry McLaurin's more back up to speed because he was a holdout for a while. And, I'm also worried about the possible Jaden Daniels injury and, who's going to be throwing him after that. So, it's going to be rough. So I think I mentioned here another candidate for buy low. We want to take a look at Chase Brown, man. I had Brown. He's been the biggest underperformer at the running back position according to Pro Football Focus. Expected fantasy points, scoring only 19.6 fantasy points in half PPR formats compared to his expected 32.3. So it's very underperformance. Despite his absence of Joe Burrow, the volume is there for Brown, but making him a good target for a rebound in production. So if you could go get some Chase Brown now that Joe Burrow's out, they could be leaning on this guy. And in the PPR, if you get a lot of touches, I mean, that's all that matters, man. You get a one, point of touch. So let's, keep it moving. Lastly, I'm going to go through some sell high targets. But let me go through some chats real quick. I want to catch up on some of the chats here. Bought low on Chase Brown yesterday. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. See, Nino's on top of it. He said I couldn't have said it any better. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you do it right there. He knows. He's y'all grind for hours for us. You deserve so much more than a couple of super chats. But I appreciate it, Dylan. No, but it just you guys having on here. I'm so happy today. Have all you guys contributing, just chatting with me. I'm going to go back over here and kind of get to the back of the start here with the first year. The one that came in was Warrior Loft. I think he had his first one here with Calvin Ridley versus the Colts or Pickens versus the Bears. Let me take a look at here some of the numbers here for both of these guys. The Colts is ranked number 7 in defense. Let's see, and the Bears are down at. Let's see. Oh, maybe I skipped them. I don't even see the Bears on here. What list is this? I got to look and see. There it is, the 22nd. So they're ranked 22nd in defense. If you want to take a look at that that way, George Pickens has not been doing very well. But maybe this could be the game that he comes back over here with Calvin Ridley on the Colts. The Colts have been fired up. There could be a shootout over there. But just based on the defenses that they're facing, I'd take Pickens, softer defense there. Dylan said, I traded JCM and Hawkinson for Kraft and Ramondre in a 10-team PPR. How are we feeling? I'm liking it. Tucker Kraft is killing it. That's a super improvement over TJ Hawkinson. Ramondre Stevenson, he hasn't lost the reins. He had a very, very, very good game last week. Even though they got the rookie Travion Henderson on his heels. I like to trade. I don't think that they're going to move away from Ramondre. Unfortunately, it is a 3-headed monster. They're like all 3 running backs there, although at different times in the game. They all basically got the same usage in New England, which has always been the knock that I've had on New England running backs, except for last year. They were finally running Ramondre pretty much solely. But it's always tough with New England players because they always do running back by committee and literally split the carries evenly with all those guys. So, but I love that trade. I really do. Just because you picked up Kraft alone should help you over the guys here. But Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt is a good guy to, it's a tough pill, but I imagine he wasn't your number one guy, and that's why you were able to kind of move from him and Hawkinson to improve your tight end position and get a pretty good, decent running back in return. So I like the trade. I like it. Let's check it out, see what else we had. Warrior Loft here. He said start Kyron Williams versus the Eagles or Kamara versus Seahawks. Again, let me look at the rankings here as far as the defenses here is concerned. The Eagles are ranked 13th right now. And then we got Kamara versus the Seahawks. And the Seahawks are ranked 3rd right now in defense. So that's a tough defense that they're going to be facing for Kamara and his age. But Kyron Williams, I think I'm going to have to roll with him versus the Eagles there. The Eagles defense wasn't what it was last year. They were really, really stout. I think they had some players gone, but I would start Kyron in this case just based on, again, who they're facing and the matchups that they have, going on. Kamara, I love the guy. Trust me, he won me a fantasy football championship single-handedly. The 5-touchdown game, I'll never forget it because the guy literally just said, "Hey, that's the guy." But Kamara versus Seahawks for sure. So he's saying Kamara versus Seahawks. I'm saying Kyron versus Williams. Kyron Williams versus the Eagles. I think the Seahawks are better tough defense here. But if you're choosing to bench Kamara, Kyron, you need to trade somebody else. That's not an embarrassment of riches. That's funny. This guy here, I love Dylan. He cracks me up, man. Love it. Yeah, it wasn't Andy Dalton was back, but I was bad about that. So Nino had this one. Obviously, they're just handcuffs but who interests you more so far, Kyle Monangai or Blake Corum? Kyle Monangai. I drafted that guy. I have him in a keeper league draft. I literally drafted him last, I believe, just so I could hold him on, possibly hold on to him next year. So I'm hoping more and better things as the season progresses for him. I don't think Blake Corum's going to get much touches unless Kyron goes down. I know we waited for him to do that last year, but I haven't seen that change again at all this year. The coach seems to keep with one running back, and I haven't seen him coming back like that. So let's see what else we got. There we go. Anxious, sad one here. Should I trade Harrison and Walker for JCM and AJ Brown? So he's actually trying to acquire Ja'Cory Bill and AJ Brown, and he's trading Marvin Harrison and Walker. I would do that. I would do that definitely. Harrison has been underperforming, or he's just at this point a wide receiver 2 numbers, and Walker has also been underperforming as much. Ja'Cory Merrick now, especially with Eckler's injury, is going to get all the touches. And as I mentioned, AJ Brown's a buy low candidate, so I would be moving for Ja'Cory Merrick and AJ Brown. Take that side right now all day. Definitely go hit that, smash that trade button, and accept the trade. Let's see what else we got here. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to go through here as I am alone here. Here we go. Joe Bruzo here says trade Nico and Kamara for CMC and Debo. Nico and Kamara for CMC and Debo. I see you're giving up a top wide receiver and a mid-grade running back for get a top running back and a mid-grade wide receiver. I mean, Debo's been getting some. I mean, if he didn't get that touchdown last game, it would have been ugly numbers. I mean, literally ugly numbers. CMC isn't what he has been, but he's not injured. He hasn't got the injury bug yet, and he's definitely playing. And with all these injuries that they have over there in San Francisco, I just hope that they manage him properly, make him last throughout the season. But I would smash to get CMC. Just because of that, just to get CMC. He's the difference maker on anybody's team. And in any one of those days, he could have that 40, 50 point game and just win you the week. So just the upside that he offers and he's getting some steady numbers now, I would go for CMC. So yeah, let's go on that. Let's see who else you got. We got another one from John here. Trade Nico, Kamara for CMC and Debo. Okay, we did that one. Okay, Massia. Yeah, then let's see, hold them off. Okay, we got some other guys. You guys are chatting amongst yourselves. Sorry, I'm all alone here, so I'm trying to, usually when Anthony was talking, I was marking them, and when I was talking, Anthony was marking them, so we could easily come back to the ones we want to come through and read for you guys and kind of answer you guys' questions. Hey, what's up, bro? Troy's in here tonight. What's up? What's up, bro? How you doing? He says, I see AJ Brown on the thumbnail. I should offer my Ibuka for AJ Brown. No, I would not be offering my Ibuka for AJ Brown. No. But you could, somebody besides Ibuka. Even with this injury kind of news situation that he kind of has, Ibuka could be your WR1 this year. Definitely a solid WR2 so far. If anything, I don't think that AJ Brown is going to. I mean, they're on the par. I would say they're close to it. And he said that he's like Dylan said, Troy, not gonna lie, I'd trade Brown for Ibuka right now. Yeah, you to get Ibuka you would. Yeah, so keep Ibuka. Yeah, he's like, yeah, Troy, yeah, keep Ibuka. He's not a guy you're trading away right now. Dylan said, yeah, Frank, I have Saquon, Dobbins, Ramonde, and Tracy as my running backs now. It could be better, but my receivers are Puka, JSN, Rome, Ridley, and Jennings. So I'm just chilling. Yeah, you are. That's a decent draft you got there. with Saquon. Dobbins, I would be moving on a little bit on. I think I had him as a sell target here coming up next. But I love the receivers in Puka, JSN, Roman Ridley there, and Jennings as well. That's solid. Yeah, so if you were moving on Ramondre, I think that you mentioned Tracy has been doing me dirty a little bit there, but Cam Scatterboo seems to be coming up on him now. So we'll see if they're going to go 50-50 or just start moving this Cam a little bit more, 75-25. Imagine beating it. Okay. Until Kamara scores 5 times and I'm sick. He's celebrating all year long, right? Yeah. Oh, I was. Sutton buy low or actually got worries for him. Yeah, I would say Sutton's a buy low. I know that we were talking about him in our Discord channel. So again, join our Discord. You get a lot of these questions in there. You get a lot more guys answering those questions, feedback from other fantasy guys out here. I would consider them buy low. I wouldn't panic on those guys over there, but it's kind of like they spread the ball around a lot around over there. So you kind of want to, just keep an eye on him. I think he's going to be doing a lot better. Hey, we're being patient, Frank. No rush. Yeah, no, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, he's loving that wide receiver. Yeah, I am too, man. I'm kind of jealous of your wide receiver room. That's some good drafting. That's some good drafting right there, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, so far I've caught up to the chats. If anybody got another one, let me know. Throw it up there. We'll take a look at it here. So since I was mentioning that on your team there, Dylan, here's my top 3 sell targets here. J.K. Dobbins with the Denver. Dobbins has had 2 strong weeks, but his snap share has decreased from week 1 to week 2. The increased involvement of rookie RJ Harvey's, kind of has just a potential future timeshare. So I think Dobbins is going to be, basically losing touches. And when he does, I don't think he's going to be as effective or getting the numbers that he's producing right now. And Dobbins has an injury history that makes him a risky long term. You know that. Everybody knows that. So trading him now after 2 strong outings could yield, a significant return. That's literally what I put in my notes here. So if you're looking somebody there, bro, Dobbins may be somebody you can move on, sell high on, because he's a good option right there. Wan'Dale Robinson is another sell high option for me. The wide receiver, New York Giants. Robinson had a huge week 2 performance there against the Cowboys, albeit in a losing effort. I just want to remind everybody that did lose, and have been careful. He's got a low average target depth, and usually, so it's it was out of kind of outlier there that in the week 2 that he did that get those deep passes there. So I think just going for right now, he's going to have some like hot weeks, cold weeks there with the Giants, and I think that if you trade him now, you can get more of a consistent WR2. So I think it'd be a good move to kind of move on Wan'Dale Robinson if he's on your team. I think some people picked him up. He's just not consistent enough for me. I think that if you could sell high on him to get somebody that's worthwhile, I would do so right now. Another guy I'm selling high on is James Conner. The fantasy points have been boosted by a touchdown in each of his first 2 games, but his efficiency is at 3.3 yards per carry. And the snap shares decreasing with the oncoming emergency of Trey Benson. So, it should be a potential shift in workload. So I've been selling Conner. His touchdown rate will regress, which means that he's just not going to produce hardly any points for you. So I would definitely be trying to sell high, move on him, put him in your trades, put him on your trade block. I'm sure somebody would be offering somebody for you. You know what I mean? Let's see what we got here. So you guys got to come up some stuff here. As many, Oh, I mentioned earlier, but I want to make sure you get him his money. I'll talk to Anthony after the show here. I'll give him a call, text him. Hey, Dylan was asking about, selling his debt basically, and I appreciate that, man. You're like me. I don't like owing money, and just want to make sure that whatever it is that somebody needs to have, they should have. That's kind of why I'm the manager of our leagues. I very trustworthy with the monies here, so I make sure everybody gets their monies when they need it and hold on to it when they have to. Not fantasy related, but what's your yearly Super Bowl prediction? I predicted the Eagles go back to back. I don't see why not. They just put it to KC again, and they were sour. You heard that at the end of the game. Hey, you guys didn't even get 100 yards. We won the game. That's all. That's all. That's all you need to know right there. It's like you could shut up now because you lost twice to us. So that's what I think. Albeit, I'm a Cowboys fan and NFC East and everything else. Hopefully the Cowboys get some stuff together. But shoot, Justin Herbert Jalen Hurts hasn't even thrown a touchdown. Hasn't needed to. It's crazy. And they're still winning games. I mean, that game with the Dallas it was just crazy. So yeah. He's going over through this team. For me, also the Butte Higgins. They I don't have a Butte Higgins. Let's go ahead and read it for you here, Dylan. My team currently is Lamar, Saquon, Ramonde, Puka, JSN, Kraft, Dobbins, Rome, and Ridley, and Jennings, Jawan Johnson. Nice pickup. John Ferguson on the bench, 10-team PPR. Nice. Oh, that's why it's such a nice team. I like it. 10-team. I'm usually playing a lot of 12 teams, so when I look at some of these lineups, I'm like, I should have known better. It should have been 10-team. But you should be rocking it right now. Solid. Ayuk on the IR. I'm not sure if Ayuk's going to do anything this year. Slow ramp up. By the time he gets into football shape and all that, hopefully maybe he gets one good game. You could sell him. He just pissed me off last year. I had him. I picked him up early. Was hoping for big things from him and just didn't pan out. Thoughts on Gianti so far? You think you'll get return on investment from him? Andre, I don't know, man. It's tough. The guy, Raiders, just the offensive line doesn't look good. The guy's getting hit behind the backfield so many times. Doesn't really get it moving. And I think it's one of those situations where maybe he should have been eased into the NFL a little bit, but they didn't have the ability to over there. And with the Raiders, they just had to throw this guy into the fire. Their tight end did great. Brock Bowers, he was able to start the first year and just rock it and kill it. I don't see that same thing happening with Gianti. Hopefully he gets better, man. It'd be tough if you sell him, you're not going to get what obviously he was the number one draft pick for you, high pick. So it's a tough pill to swallow when that happens. I was talking to a friend of mine about this earlier. I try to stay away from the rookies, at least in the first 4, 5 to 6 rounds. I'll take a shot at them after that. And, some of those other guys that are falling or don't have as much hype, because in the NFL, this is exactly what happens. These guys come to the NFL and just don't pan out. They just don't. It takes maybe a year or two before they hit their full stride. And, to me, it's just, I'd rather have a steady Eddie guy that, you can trust and with your first 3, 4 picks versus taking a shot on a rookie. But it's high risk, high reward, right? That guy was touted to be the next coming of the future running backs. But, we yet to see it. Maybe he'll work into it later on this year. But he's going to have a tough go at it there with the Raiders. They got to get deep, but that offense with Geno Smith there throwing 4 interceptions, it's just not helping them at all. They could stack the box. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to be too worried about Geno tearing them up, So, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Nino said Lamar is goated with my team. With Lamar or Josh, I put him an extra 2 grades. Nice. Let's see what he says. Also, Frank, I'd love to go out on a call with you and Rasta about helping on the stream. I'm okay. I'm out at work at 6 p.m. every day, so I'm happy to help if you need it. Dylan, you might be able to join me on my shows. We had a Kendall that was going to join me. Maybe you could join me. That'd be kind of cool. Let me talk to you. Have to send you a DM somehow. Are you on the Discord? Send me a DM on Discord here or in here so we can get our, regular chat channels going here. Phone numbers, I'd like to put it on here, but I just, get too many phone calls from you guys here. That's last year, but he did. Said, thank you, brother. I tried to buy in with to Rasta last year, but he didn't respond. I didn't want to that linger at all. Yeah, no, I get it. Rasta had a lot going on last year. It was a lot. And he don't mind my hate hate that opinion is about my prediction here for the uh, Eagles going back to back here, beating the Cowboys and the Chiefs. Pass it off. It hasn't even gotten activated. It's scary. Yeah, exactly. AJ Brown again, no touchdowns yet. They haven't had to. The running game with Saquon and everything that they're doing, the tush push, is working. So they're all fired up on all cylinders. Until I see something different, I think they're going to be running it back against this year. He's still had a U2 last year. I was pissed. I was a panic for sure. I literally put him on my do not draft ever again list. You do me one wrong once, that's it. I'm done. Anybody else could have him. I don't care how good he is. I'll figure somebody else out. I don't even care. I'm done with him. That's it. You can't do me bad like that. Dylan, any Super Bowls? Who are you thinking, man? Personally, I'm gonna go with the Bills and Eagles. Yeah, but as much money as you can put on your preferred betting app, the Chiefs while you can, right? While the numbers are low right now. So if you're gonna throw the Chiefs to go to the bowl and even win, why not throw it in there? Let's check it out. I'll stream if you like. Let me know if you all like, Frank. So you are on Discord. Send me a DM on Discord. I'm not as good at on that, but send me something. We'll touch bases here. CMC out there, 78% of snaps coming off. They say CMC being out there, 70-80% of snaps coming off that injury. It's still averaging 20 plus so far is insane to me. Yeah, no, they made sure he was nice and healthy this time. He's coming in at 100%. He did have a little tendonitis or whatever it is that he has. He's always going to have that, obviously, now. I think as long as they manage his touches, he'll be fine. Let me see. Go through here. Some of you guys just talking on my show. So trading Tyreek now is a move for sure. That's what I mentioned earlier. I think I would move on to Tyreek. I drafted CMC and Tyreek and ran to trade Tyreek after this week just because all the risk. And I need to be on top of that, man. But, with the show and everything else, I don't get to, be on top of my trading and my teams as much as I want to be. I used to just view everybody's team and check everybody's stuff out. I really don't have the time for it right now. We got to get the content for the show going and get things ready, and then your personal life. The night actually set independent talked to the man about the other night to trade. The other night I actually set Tyreek and Etienne for Chase Brown and Jacoby. Yeah, I like it. I like that one. Buy low on Chase Brown, get some Jacoby Myers. Fortunately, you got to get some better quarterback play out of there. Hopefully they can fix their ship over there. But 4 interceptions from Geno Smith is not good. It's not going to get anybody anywhere. Well, that's still going on. There's nobody's won the tournament yet. They do their best ball. So far, they're all the 12 guys are on the best ball thing. So you have to go back to that episode where we had the draft for the Tournament of Champions. So check it out. So wait, do you have the link to the Discord? I thought it was in, but it was not in the description of the live. It is in the description of this show. Maybe not in the live, but it is in the description of the show. I made sure that I updated my description literally today to make sure I had the proper link for the Discord in there. But I'll double check it. If not, check some of our other shows, and you'll find the right Discord link. For our Discord. What is the name on it? Here, let me get to my phone real quick, guys. Sorry, I know the other guys are on here, but if you guys have any questions, any trade talk that you want to talk about, let's take a look at those while I look up our Discord really quick. Give me a second. Injuries. I mean, we got injury thread, join the league thread. Who should I keep? And it's just called Get Right Fantasy. I mean, I don't know how to. Maybe you could search us. It has our logo as Get Right Fantasy, and you can send me a DM there. or send me a DM on Sleeper if you have my Sleeper tag out as there. You could hit me up there. We can exchange numbers. So yeah. Can you send the number right? Yeah, you can send me your number. I won't pop it up on here, but it's gonna stay in the chats. Unfortunately, I wouldn't do that. Just kind of send the DMs. Find the links, send the DMs either in Sleeper or in Discord. Yeah, thank you, appreciate it, bro. I did that not to I don't throw your stuff on blast or my stuff on blast. It is YouTube. It'll stay there forever. I'd have to delete that or something, or I'm not even sure if I could delete a chat. uh, yeah, definitely come in. We do have a listener league every year. We have one right now, and then we have now one is an original OG listener league that we got going on right now. So every year we have a listener league that we try to get new listeners or different listeners into that league. Is that the OG guys that were in the previous year thought it was like a continual league, so they wanted to stay in the league playing against us. So we kind of moved that and made the OG league, and then we have the listener league. So every year the listener league should be for new guys that haven't played with us yet, right? That way everybody has an opportunity to join us and draft with us, and say you beat an analyst or whatever, you know what I mean? But we've done pretty well with them. I don't think we lost one yet. I think we won. I think one. Maybe we lost and we had to pay somebody out. But yeah, definitely check us out. Yeah, and then we could definitely get right. If you're smart, you never see this message. I didn't read the whole thing, but that's hilarious. You guys are cracking me up tonight. Mike just picked this guy up. If you like Tisla and deep believes or don't see enough opportunities on that offense, Mike just picked him up, and it wasn't that deep of a league. So good guy to bring up. It wasn't doing like a waiver wire guy, but that's definitely a guy to check out. Ross will be back to the OG, but I didn't see it. So more move you're in your chats, and you'll get invited to the leagues. Yeah, exactly. For sure. Yeah, and Nino's been around. I've been paying attention to him. Yeah, he's been definitely a guy that's following and paying attention and in the chats here with us. But on that note, guys, we're about an hour into the show. Appreciate you guys joining me tonight. Let's get going again. I'll be back on Monday again for the overreaction waiver wire show. So keep a watch out. Let me kind of review who should I want to give a shout out here. We'll kind of mention maybe pay some more bills. As I mentioned here, we also are sponsored by Trophy Smack at TrophySmack.com. There's no better way to celebrate your fantasy championships with a ring or a belt or even a chain. So check out TrophySmack.com. You put in there our code Get Right. Again, always it's Get Right, and we could get support the channel. We did this ring last year for 1,000 subscriber giveaway. One of my boys won that, so he got that nice ring there. But they have rings like this, some chains, some championship belts. I have 2 belts in each one of my leagues that we have on there. Trophy Smack. They got a nice trophies. You can put everybody's name in there. They got some nice gear, so check them out at TrophySmack.com. Again, use code GetRight to support here our channel here. We appreciate anything that you can help us out with on that end. So yeah. Dylan has been out at IMIA, and I'm gonna give Rish Udaya Kumar. I think that's how I say it. Shrish Udaya Kumar, Pickens or Higgins? I'm gonna go Pickens only because Higgins just had his quarterback go down, and T. Higgins might be tough. It's just again losing this Joe Burrow's. I don't know how the backup quarterback's going to be with them. I don't only have the numbers. We only looked up the numbers for him and Chase, so we have to check that stuff out. You know what I mean? Yeah, send me your Discord or Sleeper channel, Dylan. I'll make sure I got that right one, because I'm not sure if everybody's. I know Anthony was really good about knowing what your YouTube thing is versus what your Sleeper or thing. Mine's I'm pretty much FishnFrank across everything as most of the time here. Braden came out with the late minute one. Would you trade Kamara for Travion? I have a Scat. I think he's got Scatterboo, Trey Benson on my bench. So you have two guys that are not yet starting, and you're going to trade away your one starter for Travion after Ramondre Stevenson had a hey, I'm still here type game. I'm not losing the reins of this thing. I like Travion Henderson. Travion Henderson looked incredible in preseason, but that was preseason. We're now in the real season here, and till I see them give him more touches, I mean, you could trade him away, but Scadaboo and Trey Benson on your bench. Who are your other starters? Like, who else you got? Brayden, I'll wait on. Go ahead and respond. Who are your other starters? If that's all you have, I would not trade Kamara for Travion Henderson, although normally I would say yes, but not with the bench that you have. I mean, like, who are your other starters, man? Yeah, Nina says, I appreciate the show. As always, Frank, appreciate it, man. And our new co-host still soon. Yeah, maybe. You know, I got to talk to the guys. We could get this thing going, dude. I appreciate it. Oh, DCast 207. That's okay. If you're on Sleeper on that, everybody can see that. They're not going to blow you up. I'm going to write that down right now, bro. I'll send you a message, send you my number after we get off the show here, and look you up on Sleeper. Oh, there you go. And no wonder my phone's been blowing up. I was like, who's going on that? Oh, you're welcome. Appreciate that. I'm still waiting on Brayden here. Brayden, who else you got on your team as far as running backs? Let me feel better about the trade you're trying to make there. All right, here we go. I got Bijan, Josh, Nico, Higgins, McMillan, Smith, and Odunze. So he's already got Bijan and Josh Jacobs. So if you got Bijan, Josh Jacobs, then yes, trade Kamara for Travion Henderson so you could get, hopefully go for the, big, finish later on in the year once the usage comes up and everything's a lot better for him. Because it is going to be a slow ramp up. He is a rookie, but if you could wait out, like it sounds like you could wait out for him. Definitely do that. Just because I was able to look at the rest of you guys. I wasn't really worried about your wide receivers there. Hold on a second here. I got this other thing kind of going on. Alarms going off. Sorry, guys. Bijan Kamara cheat code, man. Bijan and Kamara cheat codes. That's nice. I mean, Josh Allen. Oh, I hope he's not saying Josh Allen because I like the Bijan. Josh, Nico, Hillens, McMillan, Smith, and Odunze. Yeah, I was asking more of all his running backs. So it depends on the rest. So Frank, would you want to start Rome, Ridley, Dobbins, Jennings as a flex? Pick two. Jennings and Rome. I'm holding off on Ridley and Dobbins for a second. Yeah, Josh Allen, but I keep him, bro. Thanks for the input. Appreciate it, man. All right, on that note, guys, appreciate everybody being out here with me tonight. Running a little over an hour now. Catch me back on Monday, Overreaction Show. We'll get that going again for you guys. Peace out.
Fantasy is the play. Marking often, but I tune every Friday. Strategies provided.